Obviously, you have a close relationship with Mike, but what type of growth have you seen from him from the time you got here to where he is right now?
I think a lot of it for him has been confidence. It's been going out there and working hard in practice and seeing results in the games. And I think everybody, I think all you guys saw that, the last half of last year with how much better and more confident he was playing. But this year he's taken another step. And, we came out of that first game, and I thought I needed, to get him some more targets. And every week is different, every matchup. Is it man, is it zone? And he does a good job of finding the spots and working hard in practice to figure those things out. So his confidence continues to rise, and I think we'll just continue to see him get better.
Cam.
Hey, Fitz, obviously last week didn't go as well as you wanted offensively, but it looked like you guys had more chemistry, timing this week. What was sort of maybe your takeaway from your improvements this week offensively?
We played better, but, in the key situations, not being able to punch it in, and especially on that 4th and 1, for coach to have faith in us to leave us out there, we've got to convert on that. But there's plenty of stuff early where we stalled a little bit. We weren't converting third downs. So we got into a better rhythm in the second half. And I think some of that was some of the adjustments that we made. And some of it is just comfort level with the guys that we're playing with right now. But I think we got to continue to find ways to run the football and rely on the backs, because they'll be a big part of this offense as we get going. And, just showing up in those critical moments. And we missed out on a few of them today.
Safid.
Fitzy, there was 6 plays after the delay, 10-play drive, 12-play drive. How did those long drives kind of help you in the second half, kind of gain your footing and also tire out that defense?
Yeah, they were good. I felt like in the second half we used the climate to our advantage. They were gassed a little bit. We went on some long drives, but again, they go and score, and we've got a critical drive where we get the ball and have probably our worst drive, or definitely our worst drive of the second half when we needed it most. So there's some stuff that we need to continue to get better at, and a lot of it is just those critical moments, making sure that we're doing the best we can.
Steve.
What do you see as the things to build on this game?
Well, I think, we fought hard. We had a couple nice drives in the second half. We made some adjustments and were able to do some things in the locker room that really helped us in the second half. So those were all good things. I think the, continued emergence of Mike and the stuff that he's going to be able to help us with. It was nice to have Devontae out there for the whole game today, and Isaiah Ford made some really nice plays as well.
Armando.
Fitz, I have an idea of how you're going to answer, but you threw for 300 yards. You threw 2 touchdown passes, but your team loses. So you leave the stadium today feeling how?
I feel bad because, really it was 2 drives. It was the drive in the second half after they took the lead, and it was the drive where we were inside their 5-yard line and had the 4th and 1 and couldn't finish. And those were the 2 drives that kind of led to us losing the game. So, it's great to throw for yards and touchdowns, but that's not what we're here for.
Anna.
Hey, Ryan, I'm just curious how the fans affected you or didn't affect you in today's game.
Way better. It was a way better environment, way better atmosphere. Even though the place obviously wasn't at capacity, it felt a lot more like a football game. It was not eerily quiet the whole game. So that was, I think, huge for us and something as players that we all really enjoyed.
I will take one more, Cam.
Hey, Fitz, you mentioned that 4th and goal. It seemed, I guess, looked like just a drop by Preston. What do you say to a guy like that, in a big play where, he can't come down with it for whatever reason?
Well, we're going to rely on him to make a lot of big plays this year. So, that was just one opportunity, one moment. the ball's going to come back to him. And, he's a guy that we're going to have to rely on to make some big plays along with some of those other guys on our offense. And he knows that, and he's made plenty in the past, and I know he's got a bright future in making a lot of them for us this year.
When you saw that those linebackers, their starting linebackers, were not going to be playing in this game, did you look at this as an opportunity for you to eat in the middle of the field?
No different than any other week, man. Just attacking it. Just trying to do the best of my abilities. Trying to do what the coaches, put, a lot of guys on this team in a position to be successful, and I'm just trying to, play my role.
Anna?
Hey, Mike, from just a fan's perspective, seeing people actually in the stadium, what was that like for you as a player, and did it kind of pump you up even a little bit better than the crowd noise, I assume?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome to have fans there. It was cool. It was a good atmosphere compared to, obviously having none last week. So it felt good to get some people back in the stadium, but, we got to be able to close some things out, win some games for them.
Joe?
Mike, can you just tell me about some of the things that enabled you to have success on the field today? What are some things that went into it?
Yeah, I think it, goes back to, coaching. I think George does a great job with us. Chan does a great job with the scheme. And then, all the guys on the field, whether it's Fitz, putting the ball exactly where it needs to be, O-line doing a great job blocking for him. And, the backs and the receivers, running their routes and getting open, making plays. It makes it a lot easier on everybody else to go out and make plays.
Xavien?
And can you take us back through the play where you cocked back and caught the football like that? And also, how does it feel? I know even though you guys did lose, but how does it feel to offensively get into some rhythm, put some points on the scoreboard? How much can that help you guys moving forward?
Yeah. I feel like, as a team, we played well, but just got to be able to do, a little bit more and finish. But overall, I feel like, everybody, exceeded in their roles and, did what they had to do. But, as a team, I think we just got to come together and just do, a little bit more to come out on top. But, ultimately, I was just happy to, go out and, make the most of my opportunities. But I think that we got to just finish a little bit.
We'll take one more, Omar.
In terms of your evolution as a receiver, as a tight end, do you feel like the ability to move you around and flex you out is helping you sort of get in position to make plays?
I think that, the coaches have done a good job, putting people in position to be successful. And then, I think, just going out there and, playing with Fitz and, him putting the ball in the position for, receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's catching the football from him. He does a great job, looking people off. He does a great job, throwing the ball away from the defender. He does a great job giving people a chance to be successful. I think that, he deserves a ton of credit for, for everybody's success on the field because he makes all of his teammates better. That's what makes him, special.
What's up, Myles? It seemed like the second week in a row that you kind of got a lot of the touches in the backfield. How does it feel to you to have that trust that, with some other veteran, get backs in the backfield, they call your number?
It feels good, but it's running back by committee. Matt had some great runs. Jordan got the touchdown. So I think it takes all of us week in and week out. So.
Omar?
I was going to ask you, do you feel like people are underestimating you? You're the 14th leading rusher in NCAA history. Do you feel like you have a lot to prove still in this league?
I have a lot to prove in this league, but I don't think the second part of what you said has anything to do with anything else. In college is college. I ain't really thought about college since I left college. So, but yeah, I got a lot to prove to myself, to this team. Yeah, I got a lot to prove.
Josh?
Hey, Myles, from an offensive execution standpoint, both passing and rushing, do you feel like things went a little bit smoother this week compared to last?
You kind of tapered off at the end. I couldn't hear what you just asked.
Go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just saying from an offensive execution standpoint this week, did things feel smoother as they looked up here compared to last week in New England?
Yeah. I think everybody took a step in the right direction. Obviously, we need to do more as an offense, converting all those big third downs, and it takes everybody. But I think we took a step in the right direction. It's getting better as an offense, yes.
We'll take one more, Safin.
Yeah, hey, Myles, you talked about, taking that step forward. I guess, how do you guys kind of build on this moving forward?
Got to watch the film first before I can answer that question, but definitely just prepare for the next week, learn from the mistakes we did have, just communicate as a team what plays we like, what plays we didn't, what plays we can get better at, such things like that.
Obviously you guys lost and, Josh Allen had a big day. I guess first thing, were you surprised that they didn't have you covering Stephon Diggs more? It seemed like Noah had a lot of that responsibility.
No, I wasn't surprised. It was the game plan. I knew the game plan, what was going on. So coaches did what was best for us. And at first, Byron was covering, but something happened with Byron. So Noah ended up coming in. So it was the game plan that we had.
Beasley?
Xavien, what happened on that last touchdown to Brown? I saw both you and you were chasing. What happened there?
He ran to open space. That was my guy. I'll take fault of that, and he scored a touchdown. So I just got to be on top of it.
Joe?
Hey, Xavien, how did Byron Jones going out on the first series impact the game?
We had a next man up mentality, man. During this time, COVID, there's a lot of stuff going on. You never know who will be playing, who won't be playing. So, we go with the next man up mentality, and we just got to keep going.
Steve?
Next, how do you grade the improvement that Josh Allen has made in the time you've been facing him in the NFL?
Man, he improved a lot, especially we knew he had a strong arm. He can throw the ball deep, but he's still been doing stuff. But I feel like he's been getting better at making smart decisions with the ball.
Al?
X, last week we saw Cam Newton running for an awful lot of yards against you, and today Buffalo had 526 yards total offense. What's wrong with the defense, and how are you going to get it fixed?
We got a quick turnaround, so we're expecting the same thing that the team did us today. We just got to do our job, man. I feel like the coaches put us in a position to do our job. It's not all on the coaches. We out there playing, so it's mostly on the players, and we just got to do a better job and do our fits, and we should be good.
All right, we'll take one more, Safin.
Yeah, X, what are some things that you guys in the secondary can definitely do better, including yourself, Noah, Nick Needham as well? What are some things that you guys can do better kind of moving forward here?
We got to put ourselves in a better position, make a play, and make a play on the ball. So, we just got to teams know what we're doing, know what we're going to do. So, we just got to put ourselves in a better position to make a play.
I'm sure it's probably disappointing for you guys to go from not being able to stop the run week 1 to, being beaten in the passing game in week 2. As a defense as a whole, how do you guys kind of try to rebound as quickly as you can?
Like you said, it's got to be quick. We got a quick turnaround. We got a Thursday night game, so we got to come out here and go have 2 good days of work and have a good travel day. Clean up the things that we made mistakes on today, and clean up in the back end, clean up in the front end, stop the run and stop the pass. So, we got some things to work on this week.
Adam?
Bobby, we just got a chance to talk to X, and you as a stand-up guy took responsibility for the Brown touchdown. What did you see? What happened on that play?
We were in a specific call. I'm not gonna tell you the call, but we were in a specific call, and I just I peeked over on the other side, and I just tried to help as much as I can. I'm not sure what he told you, but it's not just on him. It's as a defense, we could have played better throughout the game, and was giving up big plays, and but we'll get it corrected. We'll get it fixed.
Josh?
Bobby, was it tough losing Byron at the beginning of the game and also having to incorporate a guy like Nick who played snap last week?
Yeah, tough losing him. Hopefully we can get him back this coming week. I'm not sure I'm not sure all the details of his injury, but it's tough losing him. We got some guys that stepped up. We got some guys that can play football, and step in the roles that when asked to. So we got a lot of corners on this team that can play football. We got a lot of DBs in the back and a lot of guys that can just play different positions. So, we'll be better this coming week.
Cam?
Hey, Bobby, it looked like they got you guys a lot on those crossing routes. I guess those are more man-beater routes. What does that sort of put stress on you guys as DBs when you see that time and time again they're going to those crossing routes?
It's tough on the DB. It's tough on the corners for sure. Trying to play, keep leverage, and that all crossers do overs and crosses. They just beat your leverage. They just run away from your leverage. So we made some corrections, and you live and learn. You play and learn, and that's what we'll have to do quickly. We got to turn around quickly.
We'll take one more, Steve.
Bobby, how close or how far away is this defense from being where it needs to be?
We didn't win the game, so as a team, we want to be better offensively, defensively, and special teams. But defensively, we got some things to clean up. We got some really good football players on the defensive side of the ball, so understanding that we all got to put it together, the rush marriage with the coverage, and understanding that, everybody's got a job to do. You got to do your 111th while you're out there. That's the biggest thing. Everybody's got to do their job.
Obviously a rough day for you at the office. How do you kind of take how everything kind of happened out there and how do you, move forward with it?
It's definitely a teacher moment. I learned a lot today. Not only about this team, just about myself. Of course, I didn't play up to my standard at all. I gotta move past it and move on to the next game. That's all I can do. Just learn from it.
Adam?
It seems like you were almost exclusively covering Diggs. He got the better of you in a couple of times. What was that one of the biggest challenges you had in your life now, I guess, from a football standpoint?
So was that one of the biggest challenges?
Yeah.
I've had many challenges. Of course, he's one of the top receivers in the league. He's for a reason. He's a very good player. Tremendous route running, stuff like that. Like I said before, I learned a lot today, not only about him, but about myself as well. And so I just got to respond, and I'll come back next week.
Cam?
Hey,
Noah, just kind of piggybacking off of that with Diggs. I know you were kind of backing up, both Howard, both X and Byron, but did you know that if somebody got hurt, you would be the guy on Diggs, or was it just kind of depending on who you went on in on?
Yes, I knew. I knew. Byron went down, so I just step up. So exactly what I did.
Josh?
No, what were your first observations of playing against Josh Allen and just also observing his ability to extend plays and move around with his feet?
Like you, I never really seen a quarterback extend plays like that. Especially as long as I play football, I never really experienced that, especially playing corner. So that's something new I experienced today. And like I said before, it's a teaching moment, it's a teaching lesson for me. I just got to respond, and I will.
I will take two more, Joe.
Noah, when Byron went out in the first drive, what were some of the things that went through your mind?
I'll just step up, lock in. I was locked in before, no matter what the game plan was before. He went down, I just had to step up, be the next man up, and that's exactly what I did.
Hal?
Noah, you talked about this being a teaching moment, and obviously you want to rebound from this very quickly with a Thursday night game coming up. Was there something that some of the veterans on the team said to you after the game to help make sure you don't get your spirits down?
It's the league. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. I hold myself to a high standard, so of course I didn't want that to happen. But it did happen. There's nothing I can do about it. I just got to move on as a man, and so that's what I'll do.